Let me start with you, John King. Ted Cruz, the big question right now, he's speaking. The big question, will he endorse Donald Trump? I have to say, just on its face, if you're not going to endorse him, why are you speaking at this convention?
But it's a great question. And we saw as the roll call played out, the vote on the rules played out, there are a lot of people on this floor who still want Ted Cruz to be their candidate. And guess what? They're going to be sorely disappointed. The Republicans already have their nominee. But Ted Cruz, it's an interesting calculation because in his head, he's trying to navigate what does he do at this convention that doesn't hurt him, and he's trying to help himself because he's planning to run in 2020. There are a lot of Cruz people who say he's planning to run in 2020, even if Donald Trump is the Republican president of the United States. Challenge a sitting president. Some people around him are talking about that. So what does he do tonight? But you had this conversation with Rick Perry on the floor the other day. We're going to hear it from Scott Walker tonight. I don't know what's so hard for Ted Cruz to say, it's not my first choice. I wish you were voting for me. But we have two choices left, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. That's an easy one when it comes to the Supreme Court. That's an easy one when it comes to that. The other Republicans have gotten there. Now, Rick Perry's not going to run for president again, we don't think. Scott Walker might, and he'll be here tonight. I'm told that when Trump met with Cruz in Washington a week or so ago, that Trump went in saying, I need your endorsement, and Cruz said, I can't do it, I'm not ready to do it right now, plus I can't do it as part of a deal. It can't look like a currency transaction. I endorse, you give me a speaking role. Inside the Trump campaign, they believe that Cruz is going to get there. We're a few hours away from finding out.
I don't know how confident they are, and we're going to play, I talked to Chris Christie earlier,
right,
and he was very vociferous, the kind of energy you see from a Chris Christie if he's worried that it's not going to happen. Michael Smerconish, walk me through the counter-argument why not endorse, because I understand that it was very contentious. I understand that Donald Trump retweeted something that was unflattering and insulting about his wife, about Ted Cruz's wife, Heidi. I understand that Donald Trump suggested that his father, Raphael, preposterously suggested that his father played a role in the Kennedy assassination. But if you're going to speak at his convention, why would you not endorse him?
Well, I think the reasons you've just identified, which is to say it's a matter of honor, right? To do an about face and to forget all of that and to now say, I'm with him, asks too much. But the further answer is, because this could still all end ugly. And I think he wants some distance in the event that's the way it goes down on November 8th. It's one of several uncomfortable moments playing itself out here. Another is John Kasich, yesterday at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a mile away, and not stepping foot inside the Q Center. I think what he'll do tonight is continue with this indictment of Hillary Clinton, a la Rudy Giuliani, a la Chris Christie last night. It'll be all about her. It'll be nothing about Trump.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I don't even know if you can hear me right now because of the sound check, but so I'll yell it. How would the Trump organization feel if Ted Cruz comes out, gives a very strong speech in favor of conservative values, very strong speech attacking Hillary Clinton, but doesn't actually say, vote for Donald Trump? I mean, would that be seen as a betrayal?
I think we're going to see Ted Cruz draw a very clear contrast of the two choices left. Obviously, Ted Cruz came into this race not wanting to support Donald Trump and campaigning for himself. So Donald Trump is not his first choice, probably wasn't his second choice, but now he's his only choice, and I think he's going to make that contrast very clear tonight.
And Jan Brewer, what do you think?
I have a hard time hearing Sarah.
Well, just tell me what you think about the idea of Ted Cruz speaking but not endorsing Donald Trump.
Well, and I had not heard that he was not going to endorse.
We don't know.
Okay. No, I think that if he's speaking, he ought to be there. He ought to throw his support behind Donald Trump. And if he doesn't, I don't understand why he's been invited to speak. I would think the campaign, obviously, looked at his speech, what he was going to say. And, and the party is coming together. After last night, I've had Trump people and I've Cruz people come up to me to tell me that the alternative is just not going to work. They're not going to vote for Hillary, and they're too conservative and they're too Republican not to not vote. So they're going to show up, and as we move forward with our game face on, come November, they'll go and they'll vote for Donald Trump.
All right, I'm about to turn behind me and start yelling Freebird. Everybody, thank him so much for being here.